Yo, how's everybody doing? I see a couple people already in here waiting, and I really appreciate that. John, first, John always shows up early. Um, really appreciate that, John. Of course, Sledge just finished watching your credit one, not Capital One, credit one video. Uh, the dude pulling up on the side of you during the while you were recording kind of made me chuckle a little bit. I thought you was gonna have, do you for a moment there. And then Ron West, I won't say long time watcher, first time caller. I'm not familiar with you, Ron, but I appreciate you being here as well. So I'm going to do a couple of things here today. I'm doing this really, really off the cuff. And I'm doing this really off the cuff because I am a huge fan of customer service. And I just had another great customer service interaction. You saw the thumbnail. A lot of people ask what's in my wallet, but I had a really, really great customer service interaction with Exter, where I want to go over and beyond and kind of give them a small shout out. Now, there's a couple of things that I will say. And the first one is Exter is not a sponsor of my channel. I will say the product that I am about to show you of theirs, the one from my thumbnail, was sent to me, so I didn't pay for it. So I am going to say this is a paid promotional video because I did not pay for it. But I will not promote or talk about something that I don't use personally and I don't have high regard for. You guys seen my community post. You've heard me talk about Google Fi when I travel internationally. I swear by it. It is a great product. They don't owe me anything. I just want to pay it forward and let other people know about great products. And I have found this one, or this one has found me. And so I'm going to get into that in a little bit. Hold on. My dog's trying to come in. I'm going to say this one has found me, and it's actually a weird way in how it all came to be. I'm going to explain that. I'm going to go over the cards that I carry with me every day, and like my primary set of cards, the set and the forget it sock drawer cards. And then I'm also going to show a couple of photos from my trip to Barcelona that I recently just got back from a couple of days ago, because I couldn't go live as much as I wanted to because the time difference was really, really bad compared to North America, i.e. like 9 p.m. would be like 6 a.m. on the West Coast or something like that, where while I'm trying to sleep, I'm not trying to go live. And then I wanted to go through Sagrada Familia with you guys live, but it is a literal giant stone basilica. The service in there was just not good enough to go live, so I decided not to. But I did take a lot of pictures. I'm still editing a lot of them, but I'm going to go over that with you today as well. So just to get started, I'm going to kick off with how this particular relationship with Exter and mine started. And it actually kicked off with Anthony Venture. If you don't know Anthony Venture, go check out his channel. He's one of the most connected YouTube creators I have met so far. How you doing, Juan? I'm going to come back to your question in a minute. He's one of the most connected YouTube creators that I have met. Everyone knows him. He knows a lot of people as well. And just one night, he and I were just chatting it up, and we were talking about our wallets. And I was going through and saying, like, I really like these very slim wallets. I'm an EDC, everyday carry type of person. This is my actual key set, not the one with my card keys on it, but this is my actual key set. As you can see, this is very thin, tight, small. Like, I am a minimalist in that regard. And I always had this one issue. And this issue has recently came up since I got into fatherhood, taking a couple of trips with my family, my wife and my son, is that my previous wallet, which I liked, which is, I'm not going to say the brand name, but it's like this one here. Just pay attention that it's carbon fiber. You're going to see a lot of this today. But it's customizable. Like I can take these like plates off and I got a copper plate over there so I can make it copper if I want. This is carbon fiber, but it's held together by magnets. And one of the issues that I had is every time I was taking these vacations, my hotel room keys would get deactivated. Now, that does not sound like a huge issue, but when you have a infant or a toddler that's hungry, sleepy, crying, and you got to walk back to the elevators, go down like a couple stories, walk to the front desk, stand in line just for another room key so they can turn it back on and then go back up. Not to mention getting pings and texts from my wife like, hey, where are you at? What's taking so long? Becomes a big deal. And I've had 3 vacations where this has happened, and it's all because of the wallet, that magnetic like mechanism in there that holds everything together. And so I was telling Anthony about this, and he asked, he was like, hey, have you ever tried out Extra before? I'm like, no, I heard of them, but I've never tried them out before. He's like, hold on, I got a guy. If you know a couple of people, Sledge got a guy, Chad has a guy, Anthony Venture always has a guy. And so next thing you know, the very next morning, I had an email from Extra in my inbox that said, hey, we heard about your problem. A friend of Anthony is a friend of ours. We got something coming to you on your way. And they actually ended up sending me this. Now, this was over a month ago. So this is not anything new. This is not something that just showed up. I've had this now for over a month. I have not spoken about it, have not talked about it, but now I am, because I'll get to it. And I really enjoy their product and I really enjoy their customer service. So I'm going to take this cash out. I don't usually carry cash. There's only like a couple of bucks in here, but every so often you need a little bit of cash. But once again, Anthony was like, yo, this dude really likes carbon fiber. And this is where attention to detail comes from. And I know Sledge is in the chat and he'll attest to this, that when you walk through an airport or walk to check in or get to a hotel and they know you by name, when it's Mr. Sledge or Mr. Clausen, John, unfortunately, I don't know your last name, but if it's Mr. R, it makes you feel just a little bit better when it comes to that customer service. So the attention to detail that they got from Anthony to say, yo, he likes carbon fiber. And one of his other most previous wallets, which is this one here, I'm not going to say the brand name because it has nothing to do with this at the moment. As you can see, also carbon fiber. I do all black everything. That's how I do around here. That's what they send me. And I was like, wow, I didn't even ask for that, but y'all hit it right out of the park. Could have sent anything right out of the park. And go to their website. They have plenty of different options. This one is carbon fiber. They have one that looks exactly like it in aluminum. But I already felt like a valued customer just because they're like, hey, we want to earn your business and we want to like solve your problem. And we think our brand could do it. And they 100% did. Now, just to go into a couple of little details about this particular wallet. Once again, I don't know the name that they call it, which not a knock against them, but we have this like silicon strap, which I left my previous old wallet, as you can see, is starting to get frayed. I don't know if I can get it to focus in, but there we go. It's starting to get frayed. It's falling apart. The elastic's getting loose. And that's why I got rid of that one and got this one. And then now this one, once again, not only deactivates hotel room keys, that's the only time when I'm on vacation, hotel room keys, but it gets scratched up. So when I throw it in my pocket with keys or in my backpack or anything like that, it gets scratched up. Don't really like it. And so I've had this for over a month. I throw it in my pocket. I throw it in my backpacks. I throw it in my gym bags. And it's still not, it looks like the day I took it out of the box. It's still like ridiculously durable. This elastic band definitely holds on tight. And then they also have on the backside here, this RFID plate. RFID stands for radio frequency identification. That's if someone were to wirelessly skim your wallet, they could actually steal your credit card information. So when it comes to your little chips, I cover this up because I was not prepared for that. When it comes to your little chips right there, if you can, every single time, tap and pay if you can. You can actually tap those over there. If you have that little wireless signal coming off somewhere on your card, sometimes it's on the back, sometimes it's next to the chip, use that. But they can actually, RFID steal that information that way, or use a magnetic skimmer to actually take the information directly off of your magnetic strip off the back of your cards. This particular RFID plate prevents that. So when it comes to your privacy, your security, that's right there for you as well. Now, when it comes to storage devices, so right now I have 5 cards in here. 2 are metal and 3 are plastic and embossed. So this is holding 5 cards, which means if I take those embossed cards out and to any credit card companies that are out there listening, can we finally get rid of embossed cards, please? You could probably get 6 cards in here. So I'm going to fan these out. I'm not going to pull them all the way up because I haven't covered up my personal information, but I will walk through the cards that I have in here and why, and then my other cards that I don't as well. But before I get into all that, I want to do one other thing, because after I came back from Barcelona, like I said, I've had this for about a month, and it has been absolutely great where I haven't even looked at my previous wallets before. I go back to that same representative and I say, dude, you're absolutely right. I absolutely love this wallet. This has been great. And this is my now everyday wallet. You catch me out in public, you catch me in the airport, call me out. Say, Lonnie, let me see your wallet. If I'm not carrying this extra wallet, I'm a liar. It's not going to happen unless it's an international trip and I got my passport with me, because then I'll probably have my passport wallet. But I'll still have this with me in my bag or something. But passport is different. Passport obviously will not fit into this. Anyway, so after I did all that, they were like, hey, can we do one extra thing? Can we show you, send you some other stuff? So they actually ended up just sending me some other stuff that recently just showed up. And that's why I wanted to come off the cuff real quick to have this conversation, because they didn't have to do this. They decided to, and it has nothing to do with me being a YouTube creator or anything like that. They are they are a company that really appreciates their customers. And I can already tell that from being an early customer. So they sent me this, which is a GPS tracker. Now, it does not fit in the wallet itself, but it will fit under the silicon band in the front or under the RFID plate in the back. And this is actually, I don't know if it's by Chipolo or partner with Chipolo, but Chipolo is probably, if you don't use Apple AirTags, Chipolo is probably the best GPS tag tracker you can use. And they make all sorts of tags and luggage tags and tiles like the Apple AirTag. But this has a range of down to like 3 meters globally, which is ridiculously crazy, and is solar powered. So you can just leave it in the sun for a little bit and it will power itself up. And if I were to go into my Chipolo app, I can also track it with finding it in sound. So for example, has sound as well, which I think is absolutely great. Now, I haven't used this personally yet, but I'm very familiar with Chipolo as an Android user, and I can't really use Apple AirTags. So I'm very familiar with Chipolo and things like that. So I might come back and give you a full detail around this. I'm not one that really loses my wallet, but I might give you full detail on this. But the real thing is, because I was like, hey, I really appreciate what y'all did. I absolutely love this. This was a perfect fit. They ended up sending me this. And let's go ahead and unbox this right now. And then I'll get into the credit cards. I'll show you the pictures of Barcelona. And then I'll come back and start answering some questions. So we're going to do an actual unboxing. I don't even know what's in here. It says Parliament Wallet Brown. So that's what's in here. So I think their Parliament Wallet is the leather one that has the flap over the front. This is real life right here. And this is why, you put out good, you get good back. So let your karma be balanced. Just rip the top off. Very nice packaging as well. So it's very satisfying top pull, and it's covered up in this paper here. I'll go ahead and pop that out. Take this paper off. This ain't actually that bad. I like this. So very similar. Leather wallet. I'm looking at a couple of different things as I go through this with you. The first thing is this extra flap. Now, it does make it a little bit thicker. I'm not necessarily against that, but then this elastic band on the inside does not carry over to the backside. It's only on the inside, but there is a pocket on the backside. Pretty cool. Elastic band seems pretty taut. And then there's extra pockets here, I'm assuming, to put my tracker into, and it fits perfect. And then last but not least, they have this quick release button down here on the bottom, which if you're into fidgeting, I sit around solving Rubik's cubes at home all day. Oh, there's one. Here's another one, all within. You might even see, let me go this way. There we go. I got to do this mirror thing. There's another one. There's another one. I just like Rubik's cubes. Anyway, if you hit the button, it fans out all your cards. This is paper. So I'm going to leave that in there because that's probably advertising materials or whatnot. But there's two different options. There's the carbon fiber, and like I said, the aluminum option looks exactly the same, except form factor, except for it's made out of aluminum and comes in a couple of different colors. And I'm pretty sure this will come in a couple of different colors as well. So that's them. Now, let's get to my cards. I've since becoming a creator, one of the questions that I get quite often is, what cards do I carry and what cards do I use? And the answer is, it depends on the day and where I'm at. The first thing that I will say is, and I said this in one of my previous videos, is if I'm traveling internationally, my Amex card comes out of my wallet. That stays true. I'm not lying there. I just went to Spain. I left it here on my desk and I put it back in my wallet when I got home. But so you will see that one in here. So I'm going to fan this out and start going through it. Like I said, there's 5 cards in here right now. Actually, I have my Post-its down here. So let me start Post-itting some stuff up so that I can keep my privacy safe. My coup de grace, one of my favorite cards that I have right here, my Chase Sapphire Reserve card. You've heard me talk about this. My most recent video is on the recent comeback and popularity of the Chase Sapphire Reserve. If you haven't seen that one yet, 100% go check it out. I put a lot of work into it. I spent probably a week on just the first 30 seconds of intro that has resonated very well. But I really, 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 really like that video from a creator standpoint, from the person that's actually doing the creation. And a lot of you have also commented on my editing. And I'm going to go ahead before it gets too late. I didn't edit that video 100% by myself. I direct it, I produce it, but I'll say this. When I have animations in my video, I actually go to someone else to create those animations. So that's not editing. Those are animations that someone else is making that end up in my video. But I'll come back to that later. But my friend that does those animations, he is a true graphic designer, animator who works with multiple large companies. And I'm very, very pleased that I have access to work with them. I don't want to take credit for someone else's work. So I'm going to preface it right now. Thank you for all the compliments. And I share every single compliment around editing or animations with him. But I want to let y'all know it's not 100% me all the time. And that one was definitely, that intro was 100% him. I gave him the idea and he was like, say no more, I got it. And he knocked it out of the park. That's like, this is my idea. This is where I want to go. And he knocked it out of the park. Also, thank you to all the creators that allow me to use their videos for that intro as well. I did get approval from all of them. There were a couple of creators that I reached out to that didn't reach back or said they prefer not to be part of it, but we don't need to drop names. We're good. Anyway, the reason why I carry this around, it is a premium travel card. And of course, I'm pretty sure somebody, if not, has already said something of, there are other cards that can get you more than 3 points per dollar on dining or in travel or anything like that. For me, though, because I travel around so often that I'm in places like Los Angeles and New York, back home in Chicago, where I might need to hop on a subway, take a taxi instead of taking a Lyft or an Uber, park on the street where you have to pay parking meters, parking garages, and things like that, which the 3 points per dollar travel hit on this card where it probably won't on a different card. So it is actually beneficial and crucial for me to keep this card in my wallet at all times, even though I'll use a different card, for example, for like dining or something like that. If I want to use the Bilt card on the first of the month, or if I want to use my Amex card instead for dining, it's still beneficial for me to keep this one around. So this one stays in my wallet all the time. Speaking of that, my next one, let me put the Post-it over there, is my Amex Gold, and I am one of the many people that is keeping it. You saw that video as well. This has been a huge earner card for me since my son was born. I don't know how many of y'all out there have kids, but I have one child, and the second that dude was born, my grocery expenses went through the roof. And so that was one of my main draws to say, maybe I need to go ahead and think of a better grocery cart for myself, something that's more sustainable, more permanent. And at the same time, And I know Anthony just dropped his video about me talking about points diversification. And so, yes, I have a plan A when it comes to my points and miles, but I also have a plan B, and I also have a plan C and how I redeem my travel. And this easily falls into my plan B, maybe even my plan C, because I do have aspirational travel for Air France coming up, and Amex points transfer to Air France. Everybody transfers to Air France, but Amex points definitely transfer to Air France as well. So I might actually go over my plans B and C. It's not all book flights with Chase, book hotels with United. There's a lot of different ways that I like to book, even though that's the great way because I have so many United miles. I understand it's not always the best redemption. You guys can do other things. Do whatever is best for you. But I'm literally sitting over 500,000 United miles right now. So you think I care about spending 15,000, 20,000 points a night for a hotel? No. What I really care about is $0 out of my pocket. I don't want to pay anymore. So burn those United miles. They're going to get devalued anyway. Got to use them. Moving on. Next card. And this is just for right now. I have my Freedom Flex. And that's because of the quarterly category for grocery. I get 5 points per dollar, which trumps my Amex Gold at the moment. So that's why I'm currently carrying this one around. Depending on what the Q2 quarterly categories could be, it could come out of the wallet or it could come back in. So like in Q4 of 2023, I had PayPal. I don't need my card to pay for PayPal, so it comes out of the wallet. So it depends on if I can physically use it or not. If it's in there, and right now for grocery, it's in there because it's my highest earning grocery card at 5 points per dollar this quarter. My next one, this is probably not just my catch-all card, but one of my biggest use cards at the moment. That's my Freedom Flex. So I just got this last summer, I think June or July, and I got it with the extra 1.5 points on everything offer. I know if I just chilled and waited, I could have got double points for my first year, whatever, it's over. I'm happy with my decision. And the reason why I say I'm happy with my decision is for the main part is the all other categories. So even though I'm not getting double, it's still the exact same. I'm still getting 3 points per dollar or 3% cash back on this because it's 1.5 plus 1.5. So this has been a huge earner card for me right now until I hit I think it's $20,000 or my 12 months is up. I haven't done either on this card yet. I plan on maxing it out. I've already surpassed the original spend $500, get 20,000 UR points on it. I've already blew that out the water, and I still have like 3 or 4 months left to go on here. So this is a great card for me right now. After, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. It will probably still it will still get used. Don't get it twisted. It will still get used, but it probably won't get used the same way that I had before because I'm not getting those 3 points. The last one that was in my wallet, and this one just kind of makes sense, and that is my debit card. I am a huge person on, get rid of your debit card, use your credit card as your debit card, pay your credit cards off. It comes out of the same bank accounts anyway, it's your money, but every so often, you might need some cash. You might need to hit up an ATM. So it's there as in case of emergency card. If I ever need some cash, like I said, I do carry just a little bit with me. The amount that I had in my wallet right there is $25. I can't tell you how long it's been there, folded that way. Look how flat that is. You can tell that has gotten a lot of just sitting there. But you never know. You never know when you might need that ATM, when your cards might fail, when I've had moments when I have traveled and I've gotten hit up for fraud, like checking into a hotel. It's like, you were in this state this morning, then you were in this state using this card, and now you're in this state. We're going to cut your card off. And I'm like, crap. Sometimes you just need a plan B card, and sometimes you need an ATM, especially in Vegas. So you definitely need to get that ATM if you're on a hot streak. And so that's why I keep my debit card around. Now, those are the cards that I carry with me every day. Here are the rest of the cards that I keep around, at least in close hands. I only have like 1 or 2 that I don't keep in my office. I never use them. They're just there for credit report. First would be my Built card. Absolutely love this card. Huge earning card, especially on the first of the month. I am actually Built Platinum status for 2024. I hit Platinum in December of 2023, so I have Platinum status with them all this year. which means when they do those transfer bonus offers, I'm going to be able to max that out at the 200, 250, or 300%, whatever it is on that rent day, because of that. There are ways to get platinum status. Well, there used to be ways to get platinum status without renting, because I'm in a house. I'm in my townhouse. But it did take some very strategic planning around when I need to buy new appliances, when I need to buy new furniture. All of that happened on the first of the month, and I was able to achieve it. As we all know, Built has changed their status tiers and categories on how you get it. So I'd be very surprised if I get platinum status here in 2024. I'm not necessarily thinking it's going to happen, but I will try. And I also say, keep an eye out on lives. I got an email from them the other day that they're supposed to be sending out the personalized gift for platinum members. I don't know what it is, but when it gets here, I'm going to do an unboxing for you guys. I don't know if it's going to be a video or live or whatever, but stay tuned. The next one, which I got at the end of last year, the last video I uploaded in 2023, Chase Ink Business Cash, when they had the 90K offer. I got this card, and now this is a set it and forget it card. I use it to pay my cell phone bills, my internet bills, so I can get those 5 points per dollar there. If you go back and watch my Chase Ink Cash video, you'll also know that through Verizon Plus Play, I'm getting 5 points per dollar on streaming services as well through it. I'm not going to go into too detail on that right now, but go back and watch that video. And actually, someone had asked me, it's like, if I have this card, why don't I use a card that gets cell phone protection like the Freedom Flex or like the Built card? And that's just my own preference. I don't really need cell phone insurance or cell phone protection while sitting here at my desk. Wait. Phone number 1, phone number 2, phone number 3, phone number 4 and 5, 6, which is a Chinese phone, can't even use it in the US, 7, 8, and not quite done yet. Whoops. Phone number 9. I got 9 phones in front of me. So if I were to drop a phone like I just did, it's just as simple as, hey, I'm just going to go home and pick up one of my other ones. So I've mentioned this before. I know John in the chat is a tech nerd. Sledge is a tech nerd, especially when it comes to Android phones. Sledge, I think he even mentioned he buys every single Samsung phone out. So that means 2 phones a year. Ultra in the spring and the Fold in the fall, which I don't know if you've added that up. That's like $4,000 a year on phones, which I ain't mad at. It ain't my money. It's his wallet, and I am right there with him. But that's why, to answer that question on why I don't use a card for cell phone protection on my cell phone bill, that answers that, because I love phones. I love tech, and I'm always getting a new phone. Back to the cards. Now, at that same video, my last video I uploaded at the end of 2023, I actually said I wasn't going to get this card, and I ended up getting it the day before the 90K offer finished, and that is my Chase Ink Business Unlimited card. I didn't necessarily need it. I wasn't trying to chase welcome bonuses, but at the top of the year, like I think it ended on like January 17th or 18th, that 90K promo offer. I was sitting there looking and seeing what type of spend that I would have coming up in the next 3 months, and adding all of it up, I knew I could hit the sign up bonus, where I was like, I got to shoot my shot and I don't want to leave those points on the table. Let me shoot my shot. Obviously, ended up getting approved. I've already hit the sign up bonus on this in less than 3 months for those big purchases that I knew that were coming up. And so within a month and a half, 2 months or so, probably more than that. I'm sorry. If I add the time with my Chase Ink Cash and my Ink Unlimited, let's call it about 4 months, 180,000 Chase UR points. You can't beat that. You can't. That's what we're all here for and what we're all here about. So you know they're going to end up on my Sapphire Reserve card. I'm going to get the extra 50% boost or however I use them. But 180,000 points in a couple of months, no one's going to argue with me on that. And then last but not least, the very first travel card that I ever got, it's my Old Faithful. I think this thing has expired, and I've received multiple cards now. Like, this is my 3rd time I've gotten my card refreshed. And that is my United Mileage Plus Explorer card. This is the consumer version. I know there's a business version that's getting a lot of hype right now, but this was my first card. And if you know my story on, I was able to travel from one side of the country to another for $10 because all I paid was taxes. And that was my epiphany moment of, yo, if I get enough miles at any given time, I can continue doing this. So instead of diversifying across American and Delta and United and whatever, because I used to, before I got into the travel game and credit card travel game, I used to fly on whoever. I didn't care if it was Allegiant. I have flown Spirit once, Alaskan Airlines, all of it. I didn't care. I just wanted to get from point A to point B. And I realized at one point, it's like, man, I got 60,000 miles, but I got it across like 3 or 4 different accounts. And so coming from Chicago, United Hub, everywhere I was traveling to at that time in my life was to or through a United Hub, whether it be Denver, San Fran, LAX, EWR, I can't even name them all. Chicago, of course, ORD. I was like, I might as well just focus in on United. And that's what I've been doing for, I can't even say, for decades now, which is why I kicked it off with this card. They still had like a 60,000 point welcome bonus. 60,000 points when I started is nothing like it is today. But it's still valuable. It's still a lot. And that's why I got it. And outside, and now that I have status with United, I have loyalty with United, I'm looking to hit my first tier million miler club with them very, very soon, probably within the next year or two, hopefully. It just keeps getting better and better. So I think I actually have a post-it on my United account when I go check in or do anything through United. They're like, yo, this dude's been with us for X amount, literally over 10 years, over 15, probably even over 20 years now. The amount of loyalty and customer service you get because of that loyalty, I'm sorry. Like, if American wants me, they got to step their game up. They literally would like have to roll out the red carpet for me because United rolls out a blue carpet for me. Anyway, that is all of my cards. So let's jump over here to this real quick. And I'm just going to go over a couple of photos from Barcelona before I forget. Let me pull this up. Come on. Just the tab. You can do it. I trust you. I trust you. There we go. Let's start off with this one here. So this is a nap pod. I have never actually seen these in the airports before, but this is at Frankfurt Airport where you can just rent a nap. And I thought this was really cool. They were actually cleaning the one right next to it as I walked by. But if you had a long layover, wanted to take a nap, get some work done, they have its own Wi-Fi and everything. I thought this was pretty cool. So that's the only reason why I'm showing you this one. I did decide to, well, not decide, but me and some friends, we went out to eat at a Michelin star restaurant. We decided, to live it up a little bit. So this is a mushroom and black truffle lobster, probably one of the best lobsters I've ever had. But of course, it's a Michelin star restaurant. It's called Amar Barcelona. So if you're ever in Barcelona, definitely check this place out. It's not cheap, but it's 100% delicious. And profiteroles. I'm not a fan of chocolate, but my friend decided to pour all the chocolate over the profiteroles. So if you're into desserts, you got that sweet tooth. These were also highly, highly, highly amazing. I'm not one to necessarily take pictures of my food, but the desserts were all handmade. This stuff was delicious. I 100% recommend it to any of y'all. Now, Sagrada Familia is a basilica. It's basically a cathedral / church. It's now owned by the city. But anyway, it was constructed or designed by Antoni Gaudi, which is, of course, a very famous architect and artist from Spain. But this thing's been under construction for over 140 something years. It's still not scheduled to be completed until 2032 or something like that. But what was really funny is because I was in Barcelona last year, I never got to go in. I didn't go inside. I only walked outside. But to compare the photos of last year to this year, yeah, they're still working on like these 4 towers in the front. Only 3 of them were done last year, so they're working on it. But it's super duper cool. It's one giant story of like Earth, the elements, in the Bible. So the story starts on the outside, it carries on through the inside, but the architecture and the colors and everything that's inside are ridiculously cool. This particular photo here is the basilica. Everything in gray is what's completed. Everything in that kind of orangish yellow color is what they still need to build. So they still got a lot to do. So if I get to go back to Barcelona again anytime soon, I would really like to see the construction update of this. As I had mentioned, there's a lot about nature in here. And just walking around, you might see like random things. So like here's a column that holds up a giant pillar that had a turtle underneath it. I ain't gonna say I like was standing a little close to the tour group to find see if I can get some of the answers or what they were talking about. As many of you know, I do speak Spanish. I understand it way better than I can speak it. So yeah, I was trying to get some free from the tour groups as they were walking around. Real quick, just another still from the outside, just the amount of texture and layers that they put into here. I don't think you can actually see a lot that's on here, like the sculptures, the statues and things. But inside, here's the cathedral itself, ridiculously tall. Once again, as you can see, these pillars were made to look like trees. Like the amount of actual design and architecture that went into this thing was absolutely great. Stained glass windows on both sides. So we went in the late afternoon. So this is when the sun was coming in, and I got a couple of better pictures. So here's the same wall, but from the other side. So even though the cathedral is like marble gray and marble white, it literally just lights up with color as the sun rotates all through it. And all these little tidbits about earth and harvest. So this is wheat and grapes and things. Of course, if you know the Bible, you know those types of things in there. I didn't grow up in a church family. I still don't go to church regularly, so I'm not going to try to get into that stuff with you guys today. But it was really cool to understand how all of that was incorporated in. Just backing up, they let me actually go up into one of the towers. It's ridiculously skinny, really hard, and a whole bunch of stairs. But here's Barcelona from like 20, 30 stories up. I had to take the opportunity, but as you can see right here, I don't know. I think one of the scariest moments I've ever had in my life on a set of stairs was right here, because this is the tower. It spirals all the way back down. As you saw from the original photo, they're super skinny. But there's nothing stopping you from falling except for the person in front of you. And you can see the person in front of me was not very close. So yeah, use the hand. This is that same wall again. Here's the other side of the cathedral. So in the morning, this side is like blues, greens, purples, etc., where the sun would come in the morning, and then on the sunset go on the other side. So this is what it looks like from the other side, but obviously I went in the afternoon, so it's not as lit up. The ceiling, that wall with the sun coming through again, and that's what I got. So I'm gonna hop there and see if there are any more questions. Actually, let's go back here. Sorry about that. I lost my window. All right. I'm going to jump back all the way up to the top and start going through some questions. I thought I lost y'all for a minute there. So Ron West, I've been following your channel for about 2 months now. Love your content and editing. Thank you so much, Ron. I really do appreciate that, and welcome to the community. Juan Garcia has asked, hello, Lonnie. Thoughts on autograph journey? Personally, a bit weak. Need to see what other transfer partners are added. Do have choice 1, 2. So definitely blow off the city premiere. So yeah, autograph journey. First off, I'm going to say two things. One, I haven't been following it as much as my friend and fellow creator, Matt Clausen. Go check out his channel, hit that subscribe button. This dude has all the information that you need on it. Now, my personal opinions on it is it's not for me, and that's okay. If it's for you, it's for you. If it's not, it's not. The card itself is not for me. Now, a lot of the heat that I've seen or heard about the card are around its transfer partners. And I do have a hot take on that. And for me, it's like, one, yes, there are alliance partners, but there's not anyone from the big three in the US right out of the gate. No American, no Delta, no United. So the fact that there is backdoor bookings, and that's what people are like, oh, these are still great points. You can go to British Airways and book American, or you can go to Avianca and book with Star Alliance. Personally, in my opinion, I don't think that's a great way for it to start. I know it's still hot off the press. It's still brand new. You can't even apply for it yet, even in branch or online. And more transfer partners are coming. I'm sure there will be some. One of the big three from the US instantly added to it, as well as hotel partners as well. I would like to see more of how I can use the points versus the earnings of them all, because I will say the earning categories are great, but earning is one side of the point equation. The other side of the equal sign is how you can redeem them. If you can't redeem them easily, let's just say you're not familiar with the credit card game or transfer partners or anything like that, then this could be really confusing and a turnoff. And I'm going to, and I answer that, and I'm going to say, I'm speaking for the novices to credit cards and travel, where they haven't learned the backdoor bookings. They haven't learned the loopholes or anything like that yet. So I'm going to speak for them and say, it's not for me. And I can see it needs, it's a little wrinkly right now. It needs to be ironed out. Jamie's, I remember Jamie's. Jamie's is one of my early subscribers. Been here for a while, so thank you so much. I'm going to Japan next month for my first time. Any recommendations? Yes, actually. Now, it depends on what part of Japan. If you're going, I'll say this, Tokyo or Osaka is two of the main cities I would 100% recommend. Now, Japan as a whole is a beautiful country, city. If you're into culture, I'm into history and culture when I travel. You're going to be knocked off your socks. All you got to do is walk around. Like, culture literally walks on the street around Japan, from historical culture to modern day culture. You're going to love to see all the vending machines. You're going to start walking up to vending machines, just be like, what's in the vending machine? Just to see what they have in there. Now, for me, going back to culture, you have to try tonkatsu ramen in Japan. Go find one of the oldest, most unique, like mom and pop shops, the ones where, the guy gets there at 4 a.m. to start, making noodles, where they have the broth that they've been cooking for 48 hours. You have to try it. I know everything I'm saying right now is like food related, but I'm telling you, it's a cultural experience that just cannot be untapped. You got to try tonkatsu ramen in Japan, where it originated. It's one of my favorite meals at this moment. All right, let's see. Need more hotels to activate digital room keys. You are 100% right, Matt. Disney does it. Why don't everyone else? Straight up, Disney does it. Everyone used to copy Disney, so why not? Anyway, moving on. Oh, Sledge has an extra wallet. Good to know. I also had the one that begins with an R. Like I said, I'm not going to say it out loud. Used to have that one too. Yeah, I've graduated from that. The plate will eventually scratch. Okay. Thanks for giving me that heads up. Like I said, I don't throw it in with my keys or anything like that too often, but when I do, I need it. If you need a new wallet, John, like I said, I'm not sponsored. They didn't pay me or anything. I am a happy customer. I 100% 100% recommend Extra. I've been using it for over a month and I haven't looked at my old wallet since. I have no complaints about it. Matt says, I need Chase to update the ink cards to get rid of those numbers on the front. Also, yeah, I would think it'd be cheaper to print a number on the back than it is to get a whole separate machine to punch. I'm not into card manufacturing, but that's what I would assume. And then we could all carry around more of your cards, Chase or Amex or whoever has these embossed cards. We can all carry more of your cards around. I mean, it's a win-win for everybody. Jake is in the building. Thank you, Jake. How you doing? The Parliament wallet is one that I have now. I used Anthony's referral code last year. So yeah, Sledge knows about that. The Parliament was the one with the flip cover that I had showed off. So this is the Parliament name. And once again, Anthony's name come up. Like I said, one of the most connected people out there. Let's see, what other questions do I have? From Jake, have you ever gotten your wallet stolen or experienced fraud? Went through it a few weeks ago and it's a pain in the butt. You are 100% correct. It's a pain in the butt. I've never had my wallet stolen, knock on wood. Actually got some wood right here. But I have experienced fraud where I've had like fraudulent charges come from like separate states on the other side of the country, states I have like not been in a ridiculous amount of time. I'm not going to say I'm one of those anal retentive people that like opens up my banking apps or my credit card apps on my phone every single day, but I do it regularly because of this one instance where I saw like I was getting charges like $400, $500 charges from T-Mobile over and over and over again on one of my cards. And it was a Chase card. I can't say if it was my United card or my Sapphire Reserve card, but I will say I called Chase. They took care of it, wiped it off. Luckily, it wasn't like Sledge's last video where he had a credit score impact. But they took care of all of it right away, which was really great. So it can be a pain in the butt because I remember it happened in the middle of the day. I had to like stop working. I had to go get my phone and took extra time out of my day. So yeah, I've had to go through that before. John knows what he's buying next. Which do I like better? I'm assuming you're referring to the wallet. So I would prefer all black everything, baby, and carbon fiber at the same time. You haven't seen my cars. But anyway, this is my one that I would prefer because it's slimmer, it's thinner, and it's carbon fiber. So I'd go this way versus the Parliament. I don't have a problem with the Parliament, but the thinner, the lighter, the better in my way. Way to give credit when credit is due. Yes, Jake, I am very, very big on positivity and sharing and spreading positivity. If there was something bad, everyone would talk negatively about it. But when there's something good that happens, so many people don't talk about it. We like to lean into the drama and the negativity more than we like to lean into the positivity. And so when I have a good customer service experience or when I have a positive experience, if I'm at a restaurant and the waiter or waitress does a really good job, I'm the one that not just leaves a good tip. Hey, let me talk to your manager. Let me talk to your supervisor. Like who can I talk to? Who can I call? Who can I email to help you out? Because you just made my day a little bit better. So remember, it's nice to be nice. It costs zero to be nice. And don't forget to smile. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but when someone smiles at you, it's okay to smile back, especially in a service environment like a restaurant. That's what I mean when I say that. Love the intro. Thank you so much. Like I said, a lot of time went into storyboarding that and getting everything together for that little 30 seconds, but it's absolutely great. And I'm so happy at the way that it turned out. John loves his gold card. Yep. On the blue jokes I have for Air France. Oh, the blue jokes I have for Air France. Okay. Now I'm following you, man. Yeah. Air France. Look, La Premiere or bust. That's the way I see it. I really want to fly La Premiere. I heard it's like one of the best experiences in the sky. I want to try it out. What can I say? You can't say I don't got the points to do it. So we just got to figure out when, how, and if I need to buy do I need to buy a first class seat for a 2-year-old? Maybe. I'm sitting in the front. And if I'm sitting in the front, my son's sitting in the front. That's all I'm going to say. Once again, Jake shouts out to Matt, been killing the content lately. Yes, he has. Yes, he has. So shout out to Matt Clausen. Once again, go check out his channel. Hit that subscribe button. Tell him Lonnie sent you. Darnell from Water Your Soil also did a very, very interesting video on the credit trap in the last day or two. Go 100% check out Darnell. Also OG, at least in my perspective, OG in the YouTube creator space. Been following him for a while. Now I get to say that I have had a conversation with him and get to know him on a more personal level. So go check out Water Your Soil. It's not just about credit cards. It's also about credit scores. Great dude, great content as well. Go check out Darnell, Water Your Soil, hit that subscribe button. I keep my debit card in my Apple Wallet. Yeah, I use, obviously, on my Android phones, I use Google Pay at the moment, which is going to be changing up a little bit in the next couple of weeks or so. But I put my debit card in there as well. But just in case, like if your phone runs out of battery, your digital wallet doesn't work. So like I said, in case of emergency, break glass, and that's my break glass. Keep my debit card close with me. Lonnie is my twin. Too many phones laying around. You are absolutely right. It's time to start selling some of these off so I can buy another one. Where else do we have? Long way travel. So Michael is in the building. Kiki is in the building. I'm gonna come back and watch the replay. Appreciate that. Nathaniel from Fat Stacks Academy is in the building. I know I've been shouting out a couple of other channels, but y'all need to go check out Nathaniel from Fat Stacks Academy. He is a plethora of knowledge in credit cards, banking, finance. And if you enjoy my point stacking tips and tricks and videos, you're definitely going to like him. And then also go watch his Venture X video. If you want to talk about intros to video, this dude had me literally tears crying the way he introed his Venture X video, I think like maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. Go check out Nathaniel at Fat Stacks Academy. Tell him Lonnie sent you. Hit that subscribe button as well. I think you're pushing 500, maybe almost 1,000 subscribers. I don't remember at the moment, but Nathaniel's good people. Also, father like myself, so I can always be, I can always support that because I realize how hard it is now. Black screen for me. I don't know what that means, John, but I'll come back to it. Black screen, black screen. Oh, my screen went black. Lonnie hit the light switch. Let me see. Am I back yet? Can someone actually tell me if I'm back yet? I didn't know the screen went black. I apologize. I had no idea. Let's see. Now, okay, so I am back. I was about to say, I didn't know I was out because the screen still tells me there's like certain people in the room. Anyway, let me see if I can find any more. Lots of black screen. Cesar is happy to see me live. Thank you, Cesar, and I'm glad that you think that I'm cute. I appreciate that. I'll take it. Cute, not guapo. No guapo? Read the last comment from John. I'm jumping up and back and down in the comments. So I'm about to jump off. Wow, we've been on here for almost an hour. That is awesome. I'm about to jump back off. So if you have any other questions for me, let me know. Drop it in the comments and I'll knock it out real quick, or else we can let it go. LA Shadow 8, thank you for being in here. Yeah, back in 2005, it was still under construction then. Yeah, it's always under construction. I don't know what they're going to do when it's not under construction. Practice my Spanish so I can invite you to a live. The funny thing about that, and Cesar, as someone that I know speaks at least two languages, uh, it is about the practice itself, where if I'm around Spanish speaking environment, it comes back like automatically. But if I'm like sitting at home, just like talking to myself or practicing my son, because I like to teach him the languages that I know, uh, I have to stop and think. And um, I'm trying to get back out of that. So yeah, I will 100% come to a live, practice my Spanish. I'll probably trip over myself. I might say some grammatical errors, but I'm willing to give it a try um, to do it. You got me on that. It sounds like a future interview. It might be grade school level, but I'll say it like this: whenever I go like back home to Chicago and I'm around like friends, actually my best friend, um, one of my best friends is from Dominican Republic. Whenever we go to the Dominican Republic or I'm around his family, it comes back just like that without thinking. But because I only get to use my Spanish in a everyday environment, like maybe once or only a few times a month, maybe once a week, if that. And that's still pushing it. It might be like twice a month. I need to practice. I need to do it every single day. And so that's why when I come to your lives, I am practicing. But as you know, I can fully understand you. I can understand great, but it's the speaking part, un poquito right there. Like that's where I'm not as confident. Let's just say that. Fat Stacks, thanks for the shout out. Fatherhood is easier on the way in one way and harder in another. Completely unexpected way every single day. Nate, you knocked it out of the park. Every day is a new day with my son. Every day he's not the same kid as yesterday. He's learning something new. Right now he's learning to talk. I think I mentioned this earlier. He's 17 months old right now, so almost a year and a half. But he's picking up words and vocab and things like that. Where now I don't even have to teach him things. He's just like, I know what that word is, and I'll say this word now. And I'm going to do that, and because as I was just saying with Cesar. I speak multiple languages with him here at home. I speak Spanish. I speak Swahili, which is my family's native language. I also know American Sign Language. So I've been signing with him since the day he was born. He actually communicates with me better in signs than he can in English at the moment, which I absolutely love. But now he needs to start using his words. So every day is a challenge where I'm like, milk. You got to say milk, dude. You can't just sign milk. I need you to say milk. Kids are mortgages. Yes, kids are expensive, which is why I got my Amex Gold card because I was not going to let those points go down the drain. So I'm picking up those points now. Well, actually, a lot of these cards I got because of him because I'm flying for three now. So when it was just me and my wife, it's easy to take a trip. But now we got to buy, and in a couple of months, maybe a year or so, we got to buy 3 seats. So I'm like, look, we need to get back on the credit card game. We need to start stacking up our points because he can't be infinite lap forever. We got to get this dude a seat. So when you take a trip and it's 60,000 points, that's now 90,000 points for 3 of us, And you know me, I like to use my passport. So I might need 300, 400,000 points just to get to another continent. And yes, he already has his passport. He also already has global entry because we don't play around in this house. I got multiple cards that give me global entry and those types of credits. So yeah, got his passport, got his global entry. We are ready. We are ready to get him started on the stamps. So 100% right. Sledge just dropped a question. Lonnie, are you going to be guest on Unfiltered 20 Questions with Sledge? Tell me when. Sledge, you got, my Discord, my email, you got my phone number, you got everything. Tell me when, and I will be there. You got me excited now. Now I'm waiting on you. I'm putting it on you. I'm waiting on you now. And Lonnie Jr. needs to get a job. Yes. Not only does he need to start working, but this little fur dude right back here also needs a job. And you might need an Instagram account or something because, man, between kid and dog, y'all are expensive. Still love you though. Just checking the time, 3:30. Oh, 3:30 here on the West Coast. Yes. I used the 3 free platinum authorized users companion cards for 3 free global entry every year. Absolutely. Don't forget about your benefits, folks. There's a lot of credit card benefits that get looked over all the time. One, purchase protections, purchase extended warranties and insurances. Know which cards have what, because you might get more points on one card, but you might get better warranties or insurances if you sacrifice a point or two and use a different card. And at the same time, when it comes to travel, if you're into this, you follow my channel, you want to travel, period. There's no other reason except for you like my face, and I appreciate that too. But if you're trying to learn something, you're trying to travel, go through what cards have what and use every single benefit to get that out. So when people are like, they can't get past the remaining $250 on the Chase Sapphire Reserve after the $300 credit, I'm like, I'm not going to quantify it, but I just had a bag damaged. Not on this Barcelona trip, but last year. I just had a bag damaged. Bag cost $400. Got fully reimbursed. That's more than $250. Understand your benefits. Understand where the types of insurances that you have that are covered by your cards, and use every single one of them. Squeeze it out. Remember, these companies are in it for the business. Don't let them win. Try to win as much as you possibly can. Take it all, leave nothing back. That's the way that I say it. All right. Now, we've been on for over an hour and a minute. This is the longest live I've ever done. I really appreciate every single one of y'all that came in, came out, came through. Hit that like button. Before we drop out, please hit that like button. And if you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button and stick around. I would love to have you part of my community and part of this broader community as well. Outside of that, I got nothing left for you today. And the camera's still working after 1 hour. John, the rig that we set up works. It 100% works. So yes, I still really appreciate that joke that led to this real solution. But other than that, I will see all of y'all soon. As I had mentioned, I don't have a video out this week. Some people ask like, hey, you don't have a video this week, and you're absolutely right. I didn't write or record when I was in Spain last week, so I'm writing right now. I'm going to start recording over the weekend. So give me a couple of days, maybe another week or so, and I'll get back into my groove of things. So the new videos are coming. I have a new segment of type of video that I'm doing. So keep an eye out for that. And you're going to see a lot of your fellow favorite creators. I've already talked to Sledge. Sledge is on board. Cesar, I need to reach out to you on this. I haven't debriefed you on it yet, but you need to be part of my new video segment. Chad's going to be in there. Anthony Ventures is going to be in there. Everyone's eventually going to be in there. So stick around for that. Other than that, I got to let you go. It's been an hour. Not to say we could do this all day, but we could. But I got to cook dinner. I'm cooking dinner tonight. It's on me. So I got to wait before I got to get started prepping before my boy wakes up from his nap. Other than that, I really do appreciate every single one of y'all, especially for sticking around. And I will catch y'all very soon. Peace.